Have you ever walked into a room and felt invisible? Like no one noticed you, no one listened. You were there, but it was like you didn't matter. Maybe you've spoken up in meetings, shared ideas, tried to make your presence known, but people just talk over you. Or worse, they ignore you completely. It's frustrating, it's exhausting, and it makes you question yourself. But here's a hard truth. The world doesn't reward the silent, the unsure, or the polite. It rewards the powerful, the confident, the ones who know how to move without fear, and how to make others feel their presence before a word is even spoken. This kind of confidence, it's not born, it's built, carefully, strategically, intentionally, and no one understood that better than Niccolò Machiavelli, the political genius behind The Prince. A man who didn't write about how the world should be, but how it really is. Machiavelli taught rulers how to dominate, how to influence, and most importantly, how to be respected, even feared, by everyone around them. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 of Machiavelli's most dangerous psychological tricks. These are not for the faint of heart. These are not for people who want to be liked. These are for people who are ready to command attention, earn respect, and move through life with unshakable confidence. These lessons have been used to build kingdoms, win elections, control boardrooms, and change the course of history. But today, they're for you. So if you've ever felt underestimated, if you've ever wanted to walk into a room and own it, if you're ready to stop asking for respect and start commanding it, then stay with me, because what you're about to learn will not only make you confident, it will make you dangerously confident. Let's begin. Trick 1. Appear strong even when you're not. Let me tell you something that might sound strange at first. You don't need to be strong to look strong. And when it comes to confidence, how you appear often matters more than what's actually true inside. This is one of Machiavelli's oldest and most dangerous ideas. He believed that most people are ruled by what they see, not what they know. So if you can make people believe you're strong, they'll treat you like you are, even if you're still figuring it out yourself. Let me take you back to a story from history. Cesare Borgia, a ruthless Italian warlord and one of Machiavelli's personal heroes, was stuck in a dangerous position. His army was outnumbered. His enemies were closing in. He had every reason to be scared. But instead of panicking or begging for peace, he played a trick. He ordered his men to build extra campfires. He made his soldiers march in circles, changing uniforms to make it look like thousands more were arriving. From the outside, it looked like Borgia had a massive army. The enemy freaked out and ran. That's the power of appearing strong, even when you're weak. Now let's bring that idea into your world. You don't need to be rich to look confident. You don't need to be the smartest in the room to walk like a leader. What you do need is presence. Walk tall, stand still, speak slowly, make direct eye contact. And here's a trick most people never use. Pause before you speak. That small silence makes people lean in. It makes your words feel more important. And most of all, it shows you're not in a rush to prove anything. Even if your heart is pounding, never show it. Even if you're unsure, keep your face calm. Even if you're nervous, breathe slow, move slow. Why? Because the world treats you based on how you carry yourself, not how you feel inside. Machiavelli knew this. He believed a leader must fake strength until it becomes real. And guess what? Over time, it does. You become the role you play. You become what people believe you are. So, here's your first Machiavellian lesson. Never show weakness publicly. Fake confidence if you have to. Stand tall, speak less, and control your body like you're in command. Because once people think you're strong, they'll stop testing you. They'll start respecting you. And they'll never see your doubts again. Trick 2. Use silence as a weapon. There's a secret power that most people completely miss. It's quiet, subtle, and almost invisible, but it's incredibly strong. That power is silence. Machiavelli knew that silence is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it's one of the most powerful tools you can have. When you choose silence, you take control of the situation. You don't reveal your thoughts, your plans, or your emotions. and that makes other people uncomfortable. People fear what they don't understand, and silence creates exactly that, uncertainty. Think about how most people act when they're nervous. They talk too much. They explain themselves. They try to fill every pause with words, hoping to impress or convince. But what if the real power is in the opposite? What if speaking less and using silence actually makes you stronger? Picture this: two people arguing. One is yelling, raising their voice, desperate to be heard. The other stays calm, quiet, and simply watches. Who really has the upper hand? It's the calm, silent one. Because silence gives you strength. It makes others doubt their own words. It forces them to fill the space you create, often revealing more than they intended. Throughout history, silence was a powerful weapon in the hands of great leaders. Queen Elizabeth I was famous for her long pauses and silent stares. She rarely answered questions immediately. Instead, she held the room in suspense. Her silence made others nervous, uncertain, and eager to please her. That gave her ultimate control. Now, think about your own life. Maybe it's a job interview where you feel pressure to impress. Instead of rushing to answer, pause. Take a breath. That pause shows confidence. It says, I'm thinking. I'm in control. In conversations, try speaking less and listening more. Ask questions, then let the silence stretch. People don't like silence. They'll often talk themselves into revealing their true thoughts and feelings. Silence works in negotiations and even personal relationships. When you react less and stay calm, you win more. Because your silence creates mystery. People don't know what you're thinking, and that gives you power. Machiavelli said it's better to be feared than loved. Silence does both. It earns respect and creates a little fear, too. The most powerful person in the room is not the loudest. It's the one who listens more, speaks less, and makes every word count. So, if you want to be dangerously confident, learn to use silence like a weapon. Don't rush to fill every moment with noise. Sometimes saying nothing at all is the most powerful thing you can do. Trick 3. Master the art of selective generosity. Machiavelli understood something very important about power. Generosity can be a double-edged sword. It might seem natural to think that giving more makes people like you more. But Machiavelli saw that constantly giving away your time, your energy, or your resources can actually make you weaker in the eyes of others. When you're always giving, people start to expect it. They stop appreciating it. And worse, they begin to take you for granted. To be powerful and confident, you have to give, but you must do it carefully and rarely. Imagine a king who hands out gold coins every day to his subjects. First, everyone loves him. But after a while, the gifts become normal, even expected. They lose their magic. People stop feeling grateful because they know the king will give no matter what. Now imagine another king who only gives a large sum once a year, at a time when his people really need it, during a harsh winter or after a drought. That one act becomes legendary. It reminds everyone why this king deserves their loyalty and respect. This is what Machiavelli meant by selective generosity. Selective generosity is about timing and purpose. It's not about being selfish or stingy. It's about recognizing that your value depends on scarcity. When you make generosity rare, it becomes precious. When it's rare, it carries meaning. When it carries meaning, it builds your influence. In real life, this could look like giving your help or support only when it truly counts, not every time someone asks. It could mean complimenting a colleague not every day, but only when their work genuinely shines. It means offering favors not out of obligation, but as a strategic gift that makes others feel special. When you do this, people will not only appreciate you more, they'll start to seek you out, because your generosity signals power, confidence, and control. Another way to look at this is through your energy and attention. If you spread yourself too thin, saying yes to every request, your presence loses impact. People stop noticing you. But if you are selective about when and where you invest your energy, your presence becomes powerful. It means when you do show up or say yes, it matters. It creates a magnetic pull that others feel without knowing why. Machiavelli's advice here is also about boundaries. Powerful people say no more often than they say yes. They protect their time and resources like a treasure chest, opening it only for those who deserve it or in moments when it will create the most impact. This builds respect. People begin to see you as someone who is not easily swayed or manipulated. They understand that when you do give, it's because you want to, not because you have to. In the modern world, this trick can help you in business, friendships, and even family. When you stop chasing people with constant favors or attention, you actually create space for genuine connection. When your generosity is rare and meaningful, it commands attention and loyalty. So remember, generosity is a powerful tool, but it must be used wisely. Give less often, but give well. Make your kindness count. That way, you don't just look confident, you become dangerously confident. Trick 4. Be feared more than loved. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." This line is famous because it reveals a harsh truth about power and confidence. People like to feel loved and appreciated, but when it comes to respect and influence, love alone is often not enough. Sometimes being feared just a little bit is what makes others take you seriously. And that's the difference between being ignored and being followed. Now, don't get this wrong. Machiavelli didn't mean you should be cruel or violent. He wasn't encouraging bullying or hatred. Instead, he was talking about boundaries and presence. When you are feared, people know you are not someone to mess with. They know there will be consequences if they disrespect you or try to take advantage of you. This kind of fear is about respect, healthy respect, not terror. Think about the people you admire who seem incredibly confident and in control. Maybe a powerful CEO, a coach, or even a teacher. What sets them apart? It's not just that people like them. It's that people respect them deeply because they show strength and self-control. They don't allow others to walk all over them. They have clear limits, and they protect those limits fiercely. This creates a magnetic kind of confidence. When others sense you will stand up for yourself, they naturally back off from trying to challenge you. You don't have to shout or threaten. Your confidence alone sends the message. It's like an invisible armor that protects you and makes others think twice before crossing you. Here's a simple way to start building this kind of confidence. Begin by setting small boundaries every day. If someone interrupts you, calmly say, "Please let me finish." If someone disrespects your time, say, "I value my time, so let's stick to the schedule." These small actions teach people how to treat you. Over time, they build your reputation as someone who won't be pushed around. Another important point is how you carry yourself. People often fear what they don't fully understand or what they sense is powerful. Walk with your head held high, maintain steady eye contact, and speak clearly and calmly. These small physical signs tell others that you are in control. When you show this kind of quiet strength, people naturally feel a little cautious around you, and that's a good thing. But remember, there's a balance to keep. Machiavelli also knew that being feared without being loved can lead to isolation. People may respect you but not want to be near you. So if you can, combine respect with kindness. Be fair and just, but don't let kindness become weakness. Being respected and feared means people know you are both strong and reliable. In real life, this might look like being firm when you need to be, but also generous when it matters. Leaders who master this balance inspire loyalty and confidence. They are not afraid to be tough, but they also know when to show compassion. That's the kind of dangerous confidence that changes how people see you. So next time you feel the urge to please everyone, pause and think, would it be better to be liked or to be respected? Sometimes the path to true confidence means choosing respect, even if it means some people fear you a little. Because in the end, when you're respected and feared, you stand tall. And people follow leaders who stand tall. Trick 5. Play dumb, observe everything. Machiavelli was a master at understanding people. One of his most powerful tricks was to play dumb, to pretend you don't know much even when you actually do. This may sound strange at first. Why would anyone want to seem less intelligent? But the truth is, when you act like you don't know everything, people lower their guard. They start talking more freely. They reveal their true intentions, plans, and weaknesses. This is the secret to gaining power quietly. Imagine this. You're in a room full of confident people, all trying to impress each other. Now, instead of joining the noisy conversation, you stay quiet and listen. You nod occasionally, but don't show off your knowledge. People will naturally start talking around you, trying to fill the silence. And guess what? They might say things they wouldn't say if they thought you were paying close attention. They might reveal secrets, show their insecurities, or even share plans that give you an advantage. Machiavelli noticed that rulers who always showed how smart they were often became targets. People saw them as threats and worked against them. But the ruler who appeared simple, who seemed easy to fool, was often underestimated. And when others underestimate you, you hold a secret weapon. You know more than they think you do. You see the bigger picture. You can make better decisions because you are quietly collecting information. Playing dumb doesn't mean you act foolish or make mistakes on purpose. It means you control what you reveal. You share only what benefits you. You ask questions that seem innocent but actually help you learn more. This way, you are in control without drawing attention. You become a silent observer, understanding the real game while others play openly and recklessly. Let's look at history for a moment. Many great leaders and strategists have used this trick. For example, ancient kings would pretend not to understand certain issues so their enemies would drop their guard. Even the famous Niccolò Machiavelli himself advised princes to appear simple in some situations so that they are not seen as dangerous or cunning. This strategy works because people naturally talk more around those they think are not a threat. In everyday life, you can use this trick anywhere. At work, in social groups, or even in family gatherings. When you listen more and talk less, you pick up on subtle clues about what people really think and want. You learn about conflicts, desires, and alliances without anyone suspecting you're paying attention. This knowledge gives you power because you understand the hidden dynamics that most people miss. Another important part of playing dumb is asking questions. But the kind of questions that make people open up, not the ones that show off your knowledge. For example, instead of telling people you know everything about a project, ask them how they think things will turn out. This invites them to share their thoughts, and you gain insight without revealing your own hand. This strategy also helps you stay calm under pressure. When you act like you don't know everything, people often underestimate your ability to respond. This can give you time to think, plan, and prepare your next move. Machiavelli knew that patience and observation often win battles before they even begin. Remember, true power is quiet. It doesn't need to shout to be heard. By playing dumb and observing everything, you create a hidden advantage. You become a shadow in the room, invisible but always watching. And when the right moment comes, you strike with full knowledge and confidence. So, next time you're in a conversation or a challenging situation, try this. Talk less, listen more, ask smart questions, and always watch carefully. You'll be surprised how much power you gain just by pretending not to know everything. Machiavelli's trick of playing dumb is not about being foolish. It's about being smart in a way that no one expects. Trick 6. Control people through their desires. Machiavelli knew something very important about people. They don't act purely out of logic or reason. No matter how smart or strong you are, what truly drives people are their desires. These desires are powerful. They can be the need for approval, the craving for respect, the hunger for love, or even the thirst for power. If you want to be dangerously confident, you need to learn how to identify and control these desires. Think about it. When someone wants something badly, they become easier to influence. You don't have to force them or push them around. Instead, you guide them by giving them what they want, or at least the feeling that they will get it through you. This is the secret behind real influence. You become the key to their desire. Machiavelli's lesson is simple but powerful. Make others feel they need you. When people feel they can't get what they want without your help, they follow you willingly. They listen to you, they respect you, And yes, they even fear crossing you because it means losing that precious thing they crave. To put it plainly, people are motivated by what they want, not what you want. If you understand this, you can shape how they behave around you. For example, if you want someone's loyalty, don't demand it. Instead, make them feel important and valuable when they are with you. Give sincere compliments. Show genuine interest. People will naturally want to stay close to you because you satisfy their emotional needs. This isn't about manipulation in a bad way. It's about understanding human nature and using it to create stronger connections and command respect. You don't have to lie or trick anyone. Just learn what drives people and use that knowledge to become a person they want to be around. Let's take a real-life example. Think about a good leader, a successful boss, or even a popular friend. They don't get respect just because of their title or money. They get it because they make others feel valued. They listen when others talk. They acknowledge people's efforts. And by doing this, they tap into the deep human desire for recognition. When you give someone that feeling, you don't have to fight for their attention or loyalty. They give it to you freely. Another way to use this trick is by being the source of solutions. When people have problems, they want answers. If you position yourself as the person who can help, people will come to you. This gives you power not because you force it, but because you satisfy a need. Machiavelli's point is clear. Control the desire, and you control the person. So, how can you start applying this today? First, observe people closely. What do they talk about most? What makes their eyes light up? What do they complain about? These clues reveal what they desire most deeply. Then, when you interact, focus on giving them a piece of that desire: encouragement, respect, attention, or help. Be generous with your time and kindness, but do it in a way that makes them feel special. Remember, confidence comes from knowing your value and showing it through others' eyes. When you learn to control people's desires, you become the person they want to follow. This is true power. And Machiavelli taught this centuries ago because he understood that power isn't about fear or force alone. It's about connection through desire. Master this trick and you won't just be confident. You'll be dangerously confident. Because when people need you, you hold the key to their loyalty, respect, and influence. And that kind of power is unstoppable. Trick 7. Burn the bridge after you cross it. Machiavelli once said, "Once you have crossed a river, do not look back to the shore you left behind." This simple phrase carries a powerful lesson about confidence and control. What Machiavelli meant is that when you move forward in life, whether in your career, relationships, or personal growth, you should never allow yourself to be pulled back by old ties, fears, or doubts. Burning the bridge is not about recklessness or cruelty. It is about commitment to your own path and making sure no one can hold you hostage by your past. Imagine you are stepping into a new chapter of your life. Maybe it's a new job, a new business, or even a bold decision to leave behind toxic people. It's tempting to keep a safety net, just in case things go wrong. We often try to keep old doors open, thinking we need a way to retreat if we fail. But Machiavelli teaches us that this mindset kills confidence and power. When you keep looking back, you send a signal that you're uncertain, that you might retreat. And people sense this weakness instantly. Burning the bridge means cutting off any escape route that keeps you tied to your old self or your old life. It means making your decision so firm that you have no choice but to succeed. It forces you to move forward with full energy and focus because failure is not an option anymore. When you do this, you become unstoppable. This idea sounds harsh, but it's actually a strategy used by the most successful people. Think about entrepreneurs who quit their stable jobs to start a business. They don't keep one foot in their old life. They give their all to the new venture because their bridge back to the old life is gone. That makes them more confident and more determined. It also applies to relationships and social circles. Sometimes, to grow, you need to leave behind people who drain your energy or hold you back. If you keep going back to old friendships or toxic relationships, you will never fully step into your new, confident self. Burning the bridge means you choose your future over your past. It means you stop wasting time on what no longer serves you. Machiavelli also warns that once you rise in power or confidence, you should not allow people to use your past mistakes or connections to control you. This means guarding your information, your weaknesses, and your plans. If people know everything about you, they can use that to bring you down. Burning the bridge includes being careful about what you share and who you trust. Of course, burning bridges doesn't mean burning all bridges blindly. It means being deliberate. It means understanding what you must leave behind to protect your growth and confidence. It's a way to remove any safety nets that might tempt you to retreat, so you commit fully to your path. In practical terms, this could mean quitting a job without keeping the door open, ending a relationship without looking back, or stopping bad habits that hold you down. It means being firm and decisive, even when the future looks uncertain. And guess what? This kind of commitment builds an inner strength and confidence that others will notice and respect. When you burn the bridge, you send a message to yourself and to the world. I am all in. I am not afraid to move forward. I will not let my past or my fears stop me. And that mindset is what makes you dangerously confident. So remember Machiavelli's advice. Once you cross a river, don't look back. Burn the bridge after you cross it. Let your past be a lesson, not a leash. This is how you become unstoppable. As we've seen, confidence is not something you're simply born with, it's something you build, step by step, using smart strategies and a clear mindset. Machiavelli's tricks might sound tough, even a little ruthless, but they reveal a deep truth. The world respects strength, presence, and control. When you learn to carry yourself with quiet power, to choose your words carefully, and to manage how others see you, you become unstoppable. This dangerous confidence isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about owning your space, staying calm, and making others naturally follow your lead. Remember, real confidence comes from within, but it shows on the outside, in your actions, your silence, and your choices. If this video helped you see confidence in a new light, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs a boost, someone ready to step up and take control of their life. And if you want more timeless lessons on power, influence, and personal growth, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Together, we'll explore the wisdom of the past to unlock your fullest potential today. You already have the power, now it's time to own it.